Hello everyone, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault. And today, we have a monster review. And we have a guest, so it's kind of both cool. Any case, today's monster review is the Doppelganger. And that's as presented to us from the original monster manual for use with Dungeons and Dragons, or basic Dungeons and Dragons, and Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, or what was called 1E. So the Doppelganger. The Doppelganger is a very cool creature, awful lot of fun to use in adventures, and it is a armor class of 5 and a 4 hit dice creature. It only has one normal attack, and it's for 1 to 12 points of damage. But of course, it relies on sowing confusion. It has some neat abilities, and of course the primary one is being able to shape itself to look like another creature, and it could be any other like bipedal creature between 4 and 8 foot tall. So pretty much anything from like halflings up to anything that's 8 foot tall. So pretty amazing. And they do it so well that it's a 90% in terms of how well it aligns with whatever it is they're copying. It's very unlikely, unless you're able to closely scrutinize both of them next to each other, that you'd have a decent chance of figuring out which one's the original and which one is not. When they make this change, it also includes all the possessions and clothing and everything else that the creature they're copying from has visible. That's pretty amazing right there. Now, they're like immune to charm and sleep spells, and they make all their saving throws as if they were a 10th level fighter. That's pretty cool too. They have the ability to do ESP. They're really well equipped for copying somebody else. Well, what's the point of doing that? Well, taking over that person's existence. They'll go and isolate that person and kill them, and then become them. They're smart. Their motivations aren't always known, in the sense that it's a real fun character if you're a dungeon master to be able to adapt to whatever evil, nefarious scheme you have that the adventurers are trying to uncover, foil, whatever it may be. Now, of course, one of the things that a doppelganger will do is, surprise their victim as best as they can. They surprise on a 6-sided die on a 1 through 4. Pretty damn good. And like I said, what they do after that point is really just take over the existence of the person who was there. Once again, who knows for what reasons, but that's up to the DM. That's one of the fun parts. A very nasty creature. They don't move as fast as a human does. They run at about, I think it's like 3/4 or 2/3 of the speed that a human's able to move at. They tend to be, neutral, and though they don't specify it in the book, I would say neutral, leaning towards evil. And of course, they're very intelligent. That intelligence is going to work in their favor as they try and plot and maneuver such that they can take somebody over without letting the other people around them know what's going on, which of course is going to be one of the hallmarks of a doppelganger. Now, once the doppelganger is in place, assuming it has killed somebody off and has taken them over, the opportunities for creating further havoc are considerable. And once again, fun time to use these for DMs who want to have some kind of nasty plot, but not necessarily have a high-level bad person or evil person involved. Once again, only 4 hit dice. Armor class of 5. So their abilities are what they rely on to survive, plain and simple. Now, us dwarves, do we run into doppelgangers? Yeah, they have a tendency to hang out in dark places. And we've had some very specific incidents with doppelgangers over time. Um, Sometimes they work out in our favor. I'd say more often than not they work out in our favor, but in a few cases it caused some real heartache and some real problems. And of course, as it so happens, there's one of the Hornhelms, and he happens to be visiting here right now, and that's Siegfried von Hornhelm, who actually had an experience like that himself, and he's going to share it with you here. Yeah, hello everyone. It is me, Siegfried von Hornhelm. And my good friend Riffy asked if I would speak since I was visiting for an event here locally. And I said, naturally, I would be happy to speak. And he said, we wanted you, me, ich, to speak about a terrible encounter I had with a doppelganger. Now, yes, of course, dwarves run into doppelgangers. I had a very, very unfortunate experience with so ein schrecklichen Ungeheuer. It was a very, very scary monster. And it took over my very own wife. My beautiful Hexenflufer. And it was horrible. How to choose? And as I looked back and forth with the two beautiful Hexenflufers, I started to get very naughty thoughts. But then I stopped thinking with my club and used my Kopf and realized that only one of them could be my true love, mein kleine Knödel. I had to make things right, the right choice. Now, it was very difficult to do, but fortunately, I'm not going to explain exactly how, because my beautiful little Hexenflufer would knock my head off. So, all I can tell you is I was fortunate and able to determine who was the real Hexenflufer and who was the imposter, the doppelganger. And I killed them. Wasn't easy. Was very difficult. But I did it. They are out there and they love to inhabit the underground spaces. I'm not the only one who's been through this kind of incident, and you must be very vorsichtig sein. Be careful, okay? There you go, Riff. Wiedersehen. That was kind of a scary and horrible experience. I'm glad that didn't happen to me. But as it shows you, us dwarves, yeah, we do run into them. Now, of course, in the gaming world, doppelgangers are often used with great effect by dungeon masters for nefarious purposes within their own dungeons. There is an interesting twist here in the sense that because they are neutral, the opportunity exists for them to do something slanted towards good. Something you might consider using. In any case, going out to the gaming community, we of course talked to the greater Hornhelm community and asked them about it, and the DMs came back and said, oh yeah, I really like doppelgangers. Would say that they're like a 4 to a 5. Because they're intelligent, because of how sneaky they can be, and because of what you can do to use them as part of your greater plot, they found them to be a lot of fun. I think that's a very fair assessment. Talking to the players, they tended to be very close to that. They gave it 4.5 to 5.5. And, okay, I guess I can see if you're on the receiving end of this and not able to figure it out in time, it can be rather yucky. As one player explained to me, he said he played for like 3 months and had to play it knowing that it was dead and kind of like as an NPC because the rest of the party didn't know. I think I'd see that as kind of a fun challenge for myself, but, to each their own. So that, my friends, is the doppelganger. We hope you found this to be interesting, amusing, entertaining, all that kind of good stuff. If you did, please be so kind as to leave us a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Drop us a line. Share with your friends. But most of all, come back and see us again real soon. We're very grateful for your very kind support. Thank you. Take care, everyone. And remember, dwarves rock!